Welcome back to Sip and Talk. I'm Joe, and really glad you can join us today.
And I'm Sunny. Yeah, always good to be here, ready to chat about something, well, interesting.
Absolutely. So today, we're kind of digging into a question that, it seems pretty simple, but the answers get surprisingly deep. Can watching cat videos actually relieve stress?
Uh-huh.
Now, I got to admit, I've got my own cat at home, plus this amazing dog, Sparkle. And honestly... my backyard is, overrun with these absolutely wild squirrels.
Oh, I bet.
But even with all that real-life animal action, I still end up watching cat videos online. There's just, I don't know, something about them.
Oh, you are definitely not alone there. I've got my own little zoo at home, too. Cats, dogs, the whole deal. And I totally get that pull.
Right.
There's this universal thing with online pets, especially those quick cat clips. It really makes you wonder, is it just like a fun little distraction or something else going on, something in our brains reacting?
Exactly. And we looked into some really interesting research on this. So the big question, do they actually work?
Well, the short answer, straight from the scientists is yes. A pretty clear yes.
Yeah, a resounding yes.
That's right. The science backs it up. There was this pretty big study from Indiana University back in 2015. Jessica Gall-Myrick led it, published in Computers and Human Behavioral.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading about that one.
They surveyed almost 7,000 people about watching cat videos, and what they found about the immediate impact was, well, pretty powerful.
Oh, it really was. The results showed that after watching these videos, people felt a significant drop in those heavy negative feelings. Anxiety, irritation, sadness.
Less of the bad stuff.
And on the other side, their positive feelings like happiness, contentment, that stuff actually went up noticeably.
And what's really wild about that study, even the people who are like, yeah, I watch these when I should be working.
Uh-oh. Procrastination station.
Right. Even they felt it was a worthwhile emotional investment. That kind of tells you how quick and effective these little videos can be at shifting your mood, doesn't it?
It's fascinating, right? And it actually connects to this idea called the broaden and build theory.
Ah, okay. Tell me more.
So basically, the cuteness, the laughter you get from cat videos, those are like mild positive jolts. And these little boosts, they temporarily widen your focus, your cognitive resources.
So it pulls you out of that stress tunnel vision.
Exactly. For a moment, your mind just kind of opens up, helps you step away from those looping, stressful thoughts.
And it's not just, a feeling. There's actual biology happening in your brain. Watching these videos, it triggers neurotransmitters like dopamine.
Ah, the pleasure chemical.
Yep. And oxytocin, too, which is often linked to bonding, connection, that warm, fuzzy feeling.
So it's like a tiny hit of happiness chemically.
That's a good way to think about it, like a mini dose. And these chemicals also help tamp down stress hormones like cortisol.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Right. So it's kind of a simulated effect. It mimics some of the good stuff you get from actually petting an animal, but, through a screen. A virtual cuddle, maybe?
A virtual cuddle. I like that. Which makes total sense in our, hyper online world.
Yeah.
Cats are basically influencers now.
Oh, totally. Major influencers.
And for so many people, watching cat videos has turned into this regular little ritual like microtherapy.
Yeah, that fits.
Think about it. Cats have this unique vibe, right? They're kind of self-contained, but also hilariously clumsy sometimes.
So true. That mix of control and then, oops.
Exactly. That mix of controlled elegance and then sudden unpredictable goofiness. It gives you these surprise moments that just, make you feel lighter.
And just watching them move, their fluid, soft movements, it's visually calming, almost like hypnotic for a tired brain.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I kind of think of cat videos as like mental Tylenol.
Mental Tylenol, I love it.
Right. They're not going to fix the big life problems, won't pay the bills, or deal with your boss.
Yeah.
They give you that temporary relief, a little buffer against, the craziness out there. Like a psychological first aid kit you can just pull up.
That's a great analogy. But it's important to say, right, while they're good, they're not a replacement for actually dealing with the root causes of stress.
Oh, for sure. Definitely not.
And there is that potential downside. If you're only using them to put stuff off, procrastinate.
You're guilty sometimes.
We all are. But that can lead to guilt, which, ironically, might just add more stress later. So, yeah, moderation, like with most good things.
Good point. But the benefits do go beyond just that quick stress fix. Some research points to better overall mental health. And maybe even some positive effects on, heart health and the immune system. Especially through laughter. Laughing is good for you.
Absolutely. And don't forget the social side. Sharing a funny cat video, it's such a simple way to connect with people. Universal language, almost.
Totally. And they've become this super accessible stress tool, right? Especially for people who maybe can't have a pet rent, rules, busy life, money.
Or during really isolating times, like we saw during the pandemic, it really fueled this thing people are calling cloud pet ownership.
Cloud pet ownership. That's perfect. It's like this low-burden healing. You get the emotional connection, especially maybe for younger folks, without all the commitment.
Yeah. But it does make you wonder, and maybe this is something for you listening to think about, does this kind of replace real-world connections? Or does it genuinely help with loneliness in our complex world? It's interesting.
It is. Definitely something to chew on. And what's also fascinating is how this whole cuteness thing got monetized. It's like a healing economy.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Nielsen research found animal videos can boost ad click-through rates by like over 20%.
Wow. That's a lot. And the sheer numbers are just staggering. YouTube data from 2023, the keyword cat videos, over 25 billion total views.
Billion with a B.
Right. Top cat channels.
Yeah.
Making hundreds of thousands a year. And people watch cat videos over 30% longer than the average YouTube video. Why? Because they're, quote, easy and sticky.
They just grab you. It tells us something about where we're finding comfort now, doesn't it? It's not just about cute cats. It's about how we manage emotions digitally. There were studies in the Journal of Media Psychology in 2020. They found cat videos help people bounce back from feeling down faster than, say, watching the news or other stuff.
Makes sense. News can be a downer.
Totally. Cat videos were described as short, exquisite, and not requiring too much plot understanding. Perfect for a quick emotional pick-me-up.
And we've seen surveys too, right? Like in Japan and Taiwan.
Yeah.
Showing exam anxiety dropping by 10% with cat videos in the background.
Yeah. And get this, 61% of stressed workers said they actively look for animal videos to chill out. That's huge. It shows how widespread this is.
Okay, so we've established they're basically tiny, furry internet therapists.
Pretty much.
But how did they get here? Like, what are cats to humans deep down? It's not just about pets. It's biology, culture, history, even brain stuff.
Which brings us perfectly to our next bit. We're calling it The Grand History of Cats. From rodent killers to deities to therapists.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. A journey through time.
Exactly. To understand this really complex bond we have, so let's go way back. The earliest proof of cats and humans hanging out.
Where was that?
Cyprus, an island in the Mediterranean. About 9,500 years ago, they found a human skeleton buried right next to a cat skeleton.
Oh, whoa. 9,500 years.
Yeah. Oldest known evidence of us living together. And here's the really cool part. Unlike dogs, humans didn't really domesticate cats in the same way.
They weren't like actively bred or trained initially?
Not really. Cats kind of chose us. They saw our grain stores, villages, lots of rodents nearby.
Buffet.
Exactly, a mutually beneficial deal. They got food, we got pest control. It was the cat's idea, basically. And we see similar stuff happening in China around 5,300 years ago, too, so it wasn't just one place.
So they kind of domesticated themselves, in a way.
You could say that. And because of this unique start, their role in society has just swung wildly over time. Ancient Egypt, 4,000 plus years ago, they were practically gods, linked to the goddess Bastet.
Killing a cat was a death sentence.
Seriously, about high status.
Wow. Okay, so God tier, then what?
Well, ancient Greece and Rome, they were more like useful pest control, practical, but then medieval Europe, that was a rough time for cats.
Oh yeah, the witch connection, right?
Exactly. Demonized by the church, linked to witchcraft, often persecuted, really dark period.
Yikes.
But then, in Islamic culture, a total contrast. Cats were highly respected. There are stories about the Prophet Muhammad's love for cats.
Fascinating how different cultures viewed them.
Totally. And now, modern times, they've gone from hunters to, well, couch potatoes, our emotional buddies, internet stars, even used in actual therapy sessions.
It is quite the resume. Hunter, god, demon, therapist, influencer.
Right. Now, speaking of why we're so drawn to them, there's this really weird kind of conspiratorial theory. Have you heard about Toxoplasma gondii?
Vaguely. Isn't that a parasite? From cat poop.
That's the one, distinct from like hookworm or whatever. It's found in cat feces, and it can infect humans.
Okay, and the theory is?
Well, the really intriguing part is that Toxoplasma might subtly change behavior. There are studies on mice. Infected mice become less scared of cats, which, you know, makes them easier prey. Good for the parasite.
Okay, that's creepy. But what about humans? Is it making us like cats more? Is that the idea?
That's the, let's call it the bioevolutionary conspiracy theory. It's definitely out there, but still really debated, not proven as the main reason we love cats.
Right.
Some human studies hint that infected people might be slightly different, maybe more confident guys, more social women, maybe more risk-taking. So the idea is, could this parasite be secretly nudging us towards liking cats?
How common is it?
The CDC thinks maybe a third of the world's population has it, mostly without symptoms. So no, it doesn't mean cat lovers are mind-controlled.
Good for you.
But it's a fun, if slightly unsettling, thought experiment about our bond.
It definitely is. But okay, back to list. Parasitic psychology. Why are we so drawn to them? Cats aren't like dogs, always eager to please.
No, they're not. They have this vibe like, you're lucky I'm even acknowledging you right now.
Totally. That cool yet soft thing.
And that really clicks with a lot of modern needs, maybe. There's no heavy social lifting required. Their mix of being aloof, but then suddenly affectionate creates this emotional suspense.
Emotional suspense. I like that. Keeps you guessing.
Yeah. Plus, they just hang out. They offer this non-judgmental presence, just quietly watching you sleep sometimes. It's oddly comforting.
And evolution-wise, it's that baby schema, right? The big eyes, round face.
The cuteness effect. Yeah, it hits our built-in nurturing instincts. Hardwired.
Which just explains perfectly why they rule the internet. They have that contrast cute.
What do you mean contrast cute?
Like they look so regal and elegant, but then they do something incredibly clumsy and goofy.
Oh, totally. The majesty, followed by falling off the couch.
Exactly. And that unpredictability, endless video material, so rewatchable.
They really are icons of the internet age. Dogs are like your earnest best friend. Cats are more like aloof influencers.
Aloof influencers, yes. Yeah. Think Grumpy Cat, Nine Cat. They basically defined a whole era of internet humor.
It makes you have these funny, almost philosophical thoughts, right? Like, is your cat secretly an alien spy? Just chilling on the couch, acting aloof? Gathering intel on humans.
Huh. I wouldn't put it past mine sometimes. It does capture that mysterious, almost otherworldly vibe they have in our minds.
Or maybe it's simpler. Maybe in our highly developed, sometimes exhausting society, watching a cat nap on a windowsill is just a way to fight off the fatigue.
A microescape. A cheap mental health strategy.
Exactly. These ideas, from spies to stress relief, just show how deep cats are in our culture, reflecting our own lives back at us.
So what are they then? Partners, healers, web celebs, maybe even modern idols?
Maybe all of that. They're like mirrors in a way. The more isolated or stressed you feel, maybe the more you see them as understanding you.
Wow. Okay, that was a lot about cats. Amazing stuff. But we cannot end this without giving a massive shout out to the dog people.
Absolutely not. Can't leave them out.
Because let's be real. Dog lovers aren't quiet.
No way. They're just too busy hugging their dogs, showing the love, not just talking about it.
Exactly. So for all you amazing dog people listening, here's your mini manifesto. 2 golden truths.
Okay.
Truth 1. Unconditional love. Cats might make you feel chosen, which is cool, but dogs make you know you are never forgotten.
Oh, that hits home. That dog is always at the door, tail going crazy. Doesn't matter if you save the world or just went to get the mail. It's pure, unwavering love.
It really is. And truth number 2, simple. Pure affection. Dogs aren't playing games. They're not aloof. They just tell you with 100% enthusiasm, you're worthy of love, period.
Yeah, there's no guessing, no trying to manage them. Their world is beautifully simple.
Yeah.
You're there. That's enough. Life is good.
It's beautiful. And hey, if you listening are interested, maybe we should do a grand history of dogs sometime on Sip&Talk.
Ooh, I'd be up for that. We definitely couldn't squeeze that in today. Dogs deserve their own whole conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know if you'd like that.
Okay, well, what a ride today. From the science showing cat videos really do help with stress.
To the wild history of cats.
And finally, a much-deserved salute to our wonderful dog companions.
It really shows how much these animals, whether they're physically with us or just on our screens, mean to our emotional lives.
So true. So maybe take a moment for yourself today. Our little encouragement to you, go watch a funny cat video if you need it. That little dose of psychological first aid. Yeah. We all need that buffer sometimes, right?
We really do. And if you'd liked hanging out with us on Sip&Talk today, please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts. That way you won't miss our next chat.
Yeah, please do. And also, check out our good friend Mickey's YouTube channel. It's called Mickytolife.
Oh, yeah. Mickey's channel is great.
It's got tons of fun stuff. Memes, music, wine adventures, travel vlogs. And yes, plenty of cat meme videos for that instant stress relief we were talking about. Seriously, go look it up. Mickytolife.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to Sip and Talk today. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.